Roll call vote, please.
Yeah.
Here.
Present.
Present.
Here?
Here.
Here.
All right, if we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Item D, approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 All right, moving down to number 2, consent agenda. Approval of the consent agenda items. Can I get a motion?
Make that motion? Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Passes. Number 3, informational session. We have some board reports. There was a committee of the whole and some administrative reports. Everybody had an opportunity to see those.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions? If none, we will move to item 4, community comments. Thank you. All right, we have 2 community comments, 2 people for community comments, and we'll go ahead with Melissa Franson. If you would like to come together, that would be fine, as long as you could step up to the mic so that people can hear and the public can hear.
I'm Melissa Franson, high school teacher here at Beechmaster. And I'm Erin Birch, also teaching at the high school English. So, the reason why we wanted to speak with you today is because we were looking at our compensation for next year, and we know that our district is in a tight place for next year. So it did not make movement or space for moving our steps. All of those were frozen, and that's when we completely understand everybody's kind of in a tough spot right now. However, and I don't know if everybody got a copy of, okay. What we did want to let you know is we do very much appreciate the 2.3% increase, and I know that that's not a very hard decision to make by the administration, especially given what they had to deal with. So we really do appreciate that. If you look at the document, it further says that the current financial status of the United States, obviously the CPI is at 4.5% currently, and the cost of living has increased over 8% as of March. So all items index increase of 8.3%, and attached there is actually from the Department of Labor, so you can kind of see what those increases were. So that increases 9.4% for foods, 30.3%. I mean, we're all feeling this. We all know this. Another issue that we just wanted to bring up is, if you haven't noticed, there's a teacher shortage going on, and we're concerned. We want to make sure that this district is the best district. We want to make sure that when we have folks who retire, that we have teachers to come in because they want to be here. So that's just kind of part of why we're coming to you today. We also just wanted to express our feelings of the impact that it's going to have on us, and then ask that moving forward for next year, when you're looking at the budget for the following school year, you take into consideration what it is that has impacted us. You know, we're looking at, many of us won't see a raise then for 2 years on the step schedule. So it would be nice if if it was possible to be reconsidered so that we could actually get that step increase that we missed this year. Because I believe up until 9 years, it's every other year, and then from then on, it's 10. The other consideration that we were hoping for was the formation of a compensation committee, which we used to have, but I believe due to COVID and other things like that, that kind of dismantled and then came back together in the handbook committee. However, I think that's a lot to ask of one group to do handbook and compensation, so just putting a little bug in your ear that it would be nice if we could do that.
Yeah, and just we understand the job that you have to do and how challenging it is to make these decisions, especially considering the current status of the budget and going forward where we're at. But just as a request, just to consider from our perspective what it looks like going forward, and just to keep that in the back of your mind, which we know that you do as you make these difficult decisions. Just as a reminder, as you're coming into the next stage and where you're headed and where we're headed as a district financially, just to consider these things as well when you're making those hard decisions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Aaron. That concludes our public comment section. Moving down to 5, discussion and action. So item A is to consider personnel recommendations. Dr. Aslan?
4 resignations for your consideration this evening. Corey Bates, Spooner High School Special Education Paraprofessional, 1 year of service. Elizabeth Wilson, Middle School Volleyball Coach, 4 years of service. Jonna Klein, Spooner Middle School Student Support Specialist, 1 year of service. Brittany Correa, Spooner Elementary School Special Ed Paraprofessional, 1 year of service.
Thank you. Can we get a motion to accept those hires?
I'll make that motion.
Are those the hires or the
Resignation.
resignations? Those are the resignations, right?
Resignations
We're going to
and,
talk about the hires too? Or-
let's do the resignations first.
Okay.
And before that, just want to make sure that we thank all of those people for their service to our district.
All right.
So there was a second.
Second.
All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Now to the hires.
3 hire recommendations for you to consider this evening. Nick Freeman, high school head boys hockey coach, recommended by Mr. Lucius. Alexis Rabatka, high school softball assistant coach, recommended by Mr. Lucius. Rachel Greshner, 4K teacher, as a long-term sub, recommended by Mr. Berghammer.
Thank you. Is there a motion for those hires?
So moved.
Second.
Second, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion passes. Item B, consider acceptance of donations.
So our string of just really awesome support from the community for a variety of things continues as we look at these donations this month. From Shell Lake State Bank to Skills USA, $250. From Spooner Health, Skills USA, $500. From the Nexon Group to Skills USA, $100. From Paragon Enterprises to Skills USA, $500. From Lawton and Lawton, Skills USA, $50. Spooner Physical Therapy to Skills USA, $100. From Essentia Health Spooner to Skills USA, $100. From Fox Petroleum Company to Spooner Elementary School, $500. From Walmart to the out-of-school family learning events, Family Night with Lakeland on April 28th, 2022 prizes, $50 from Benevity, which is a Coles Foundation out of school family learning events, $225, and from Donors Choose, including large donations from Sally Lang from Wisconsin, Reach Out for Schools from Tringsboro, Massachusetts, and the Herb Cole Foundation. 8th grade STEM Fab Lab and 5th grade Design and Creation. We create and design Part 3. Materials totaling $803.56.
Wow. Can we get a motion to accept those donations?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All right, is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No.
Any opposed? Motion passes. I just want to say thank you to our wonderful community and all those who donated. This is an exceptional blessing to our district and is much appreciated. Item C, consider fundraiser requests. There are none. Moving down to item D, consider the 22-23 Badger bus contract as was presented at the May Cow meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at that? And if so,
Yes.
is anyone ready to make a motion?
I'll move to accept.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing that there is none, all those in favor? Oh,
Wait,
please.
I have a question.
Yes.
So it says for a second recommendation, so did they extend it then? Is this now, is it 5% every year? Or just 5% through 2026?
So it's 5% for this next year, just that. So you have a contract that extends out a period of years, and within that, they have the ability to come forward and make a proposal each year.
Each year after.
Yes.
Are there any other questions? We need to do a roll call vote for this one. Thank you.
Yes.
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 All right, motion passes. Thank you. Item E, adopt science curriculum outcomes and benchmarks as presented at our May Cow meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 The motion passes. Item F, approve purchase of social studies curriculum materials as presented at the May Cow meeting.
I'll make that motion also.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing that there is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Item G, consider the Spooner Middle School grading scale change proposal as also was presented at our Cow meeting.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing that there is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, again, motion passes. Moving down to item H, consider the 2022-23 board meeting dates as was presented. And I'm hoping everybody had an opportunity to see those. If so, is anybody willing to make a motion that we accept those board meeting dates as presented?
I'll move to accept.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, motion carried, motion passes. Item I, consider the first reading of Volume 31, Number 1, Neola Policy Updates, Group 1.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Is there any discussion?
No.
Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Moving down to item J, consider the 2022-23 open enrollment applications, and there's been no changes from the May COW meeting. Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Any discussion? Seeing that there's none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, moving down to item K. Consider the first reading of the employee handbook updates with the change that was posted. Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 That motion passes as well. Moving down to item L, consider facility overnight storage request.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'll second.
All right, thank you. Is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Moving down to item M, consider the 4K programming for the 2022-23 as presented at the May COW meeting.
Move that we approve the 4K programming as presented.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
No.
Seeing that there is none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Again, motion passes. Moving down to item N, consider salary increase for non-teachers employee groups, and that was also presented at the May COW meeting. Could I get a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing that there is none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Again, it passes. Item O, consider establishment of activity account for the boys hockey that as presented at the May COW meeting. And I entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
I'll second that.
All right, excellent. Is there any discussion? Seeing there's no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Again, motion passes. Pretty easy night, no discussion, and we're all on track. Maybe I should have waited till after item P. Consider the resolution authorizing the redemption of the district's general obligation refunding bond series 2008A dated February 15, 2008, as presented at the May COW meeting.
Also move.
Second.
Was there a second?
Second.
All right, I'm sorry. Is there any discussion on that?
No.
Seeing that there's no discussion, if we could get a roll call vote, please.
Yes.
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 That motion passes. Moving down to the end of our agenda, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second?
I'm sure there's no discussion, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.